Hello everyone, I'm Ginger Rousey with the Jackson-Madison County Regional Health Department and host of the Channel 11 Checkup. It's a show that brings you the latest health information and local happenings. Channel 11 doesn't run commercials. As a community nonprofit TV station, they rely on donations from the public. It's super easy to donate. Go to their website, tnpbs.org, and click on the Donate tab. Your donation stays local and helps WLJT be a community TV station for all of West Tennessee. Channel 11 is all about home.
It's all about home.
Scammers are getting smarter, but so are consumers. Hello, I'm Julie Cook. On this edition of Tennessee is Talking, the Better Business Bureau is here to talk about how to stay safe online from social media fraud to imposter schemes. We'll give you the tools to protect yourself and your family. Let the conversation begin.
We are rolling. Confirm record. Can we get a mic check? Check, check. Stand by camera 2. Take 2. Stand by announcer in 3, 2.
West Tennessee PBS presents Tennessee is Talking. Let the conversation begin.
Thanks for joining the discussion here on Tennessee is Talking. Hello, I'm Julie Cook. In today's world, a few wrong clicks can put your identity or your money at risk. That's why the work of the Better Business Bureau is more important than ever. Joining us is Todd Trice, Communications Specialist for the BBB of the Mid-South. And welcome to you, Todd. I have to tell the truth, I was expecting a gentleman, so yes. I wondered what you did. So your name is Todd?
Netta.
Todd Netta.
Yes.
Okay.
But I go by the boy named Todd for short.
Go by Todd.
Yes.
Well, it's great to have you here. There's so much to talk about.
Thank you
and
for
I
having
know that they're kind of trends in the
yes.
scams. What are some of the things that you're seeing right now?
So right now, our most popular scams will definitely have to be online purchases, phishing, and believe it or not, romance scams are super popular, as well as employment scams. Of course, like the crisis that we're in now with everything is high and a lot of people are looking for work or additional jobs. And so employment scams are super high right now.
So what are some of those?
So employment scams are really, it can be as simple as, you're online and you're looking for jobs. And of course, when you never keep a track, if you are one of those persons that are constantly that's filling out application, you're not keeping track, you might get a random call and say, hey, thank you for applying for X, Y, and Z position. And of course, since you've been in the process of applying, you really don't grasp what that job was or what the company name is. So you go ahead and set up that interview and then you realize, hey, this person never want to meet me in person. They just want to do everything via text message or over Zoom, and you never see anyone's face, or they'll also ask you to go ahead and download a third-party app like WhatsApp, and those pretty much are the telltale signs is that it's going to lead you into that employment scam.
I heard of one that was for a nanny, and it was paying great money, and they said, well, if you will go and furnish the house with groceries, and then we'll pay you back like 3 times that when this family arrives in town. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
We haven't, but it's been something that's close to it. Yes, very close to it. We know with scammers, they try to use other scams and implement that into a newer scam, but a lot of times it's more so of the call centers. Of course, we're dealing with people that want to work from home. They miss working from home from the pandemic, and so they're looking for these work from home jobs, and that's kind of how they will them in, like, hey, promise of working from home. We've had an actual victim that spent 5 days straight in training where all they did was supposedly recorded their voices, and it was supposed to be a customer service role for airlines. And so in regards to that, they were selling airline tickets at a deeply discounted discount. And so in the middle of training, all that he remembers is that they were doing voice recordings for hours 8 hours a day. At the end of training, they pretty much told them, thank you for your time, but we don't have any availability for you to get on the phones, but we appreciate what you did there. And so he reported to us, hey, I did all of this training with them. They recorded my voice, hours of recording my voice. I didn't get paid, and I pretty much was told, like, hey, there's no job for me, and I was never reached out to again, as well as the fact that when he did the interview process, he never actually seen a physical person. It was all through text message, and he also
And that should
did,
be a red flag
yes,
right there.
Yes, and it was all
I mean,
through WhatsApp.
even if you do go and meet a person.
Yes.
But so they were recording these voices to use to scam people.
We think it's
which is
another form of AI.
Not traceable type of thing. AI, is that playing into
artificial intelligence?
A lot of the scams?
Oh, yes. Most recently, deepfakes are something that is super popular right now. So the fact that people can, if he was given that many hours of his voice recording, let's say if he's on social media and he's one of those guys that like to take a video of himself. Once the scammer realized, hey, I have a video of this guy, I have hours of recording, I can utilize this to my greatest advantage, meaning I can set up fake profiles claiming that I'm him. I can act like I'm actually him. I can do identity theft, things of that nature, because when you did sign up for this job, you gave me your social security number, you gave me your birthday, you gave me your address, and I have all your voice recordings. I know what you look like. We have apps, websites now where I can upload all of that and I can get you to say a sentence that you probably never said before. But because I have all your information, I have all of your photos, your videos, and what you sound like, I can create pretty much you virtually.
That's so scary.
It's scary.
Well, but you said something right then that's the biggest red flag to me, asking for my social security number online or on the phone.
Yes.
No, ma'am.
Never.
No.
And then if you do feel, a lot of times you will get those legitimate calls where people are like, well, let me confirm. Typically when you are confirming, they either ask for that 4-digit, never really that full social security number. Yep. Sometimes they will ask you, legitimate calls will ask you to verify using your last 4 digits of your social security. But yes,
makes me nervous.
It does make you nervous, and you should, especially the day and age that we're living in, and scammers are, like I said, they are skillful. Like, we have a job we go to every day, and we become professionals in. That's what scammers do. They become professionals in their job. Yes.
So phishing, it's not like, rod and reel.
No.
PHIS.
Yes.
HI. So explain that.
Okay, so the most common phishing tactics will be those random text messages that you get. The most popular right now will be the unpaid toll. So you might have got a text message saying,
I got one this week.
Yes, we're going to arrest you. This is your final notice. If you don't pay us this money, that is a phishing tactic, because guess what they're trying to do? They're trying to wheel you in to get you the call, to get you to respond. Because even if it's simple as you calling and upset saying, I want to be off this and take me out, take me off your call list, or stop texting me, they want you to give them a call so they can try to, ease your mind, let you know, like, hey, we can take you off. Just give us a little bit more of your personal information so we can identify you in our system to take you out. Yes, so it can be simple tactics as well. Emails. I get so many of them from either PayPal, McAfee,
I get a lot from
Norton
PayPal.
Virus.
I got several one week from a computer company. This is your receipt for your purchase, and they were both $8.99. Different items, but same price.
Yes.
And I happened to notice, I just looked up the real logo for this company, and they were not the same.
Yes, and I'm glad
And
that
I knew I didn't buy anything,
Yes.
but people have got kids at college, or maybe grandmother lets one of the kids have her card, or it could be anything.
Oh, yes.
But if you think you owe something, and I think that's what comes into play with these gift cards. And I heard of a friend getting scammed like this, and I don't know if it was her phone company, it was some company she did business with. But we're going to cut you off and all that. And she ended up getting I think about $1,000. They tell you to go get these gift cards.
Yes.
From where? I guess stores or
Yes, you can go to any store, Dollar General, any store that utilize and sell gift cards. Yes, and unfortunately, gift cards are gifts, so there's no way of you getting your money back. And they use scare tactics, especially with phishing, because let's say you do get that email and it's saying, thank you for your purchase of $899. Your jaw drops and you like, what? And you start
Not in
freaking
Spain,
out like
yeah.
$899. Who did this and why? And so I always tell people, instead of you calling that number immediately, go check your bank account. Verify if that has been taken out your
Or
checking
credit
account or
card.
your
'Cause that's
yep,
what
or
the
your
first
credit
thing I
card.
think. My credit card slipped out of my
Yes.
purse. Somebody's got it
Yes.
and stolen it. So then you think you're going to start getting these things.
Exactly. So always just check with your bank first, check with your credit card distributor or whoever that you deal with your money, and verify that first before you call that number that's listed, because a lot of times, like I said, they're going to try to get all of that personal identifiable information out of you in that phone call, and then they'll also hit you with, what is the account number or what's that card number that you utilize for this supposed charge? And I can check that for you. And so you're thinking they're confirming the details, but honestly, they're getting all of the information that they need in order to get into your account and steal additional money.
Wow. Social media lends itself to all kinds of things if you have time.
Yes.
What are some of the most prominent ones?
Social media scams, the highest ones would definitely be the government grant. And it's always from someone that the victim may know, supposedly. But with social media, and I can get into a whole rabbit hole with that, but always, it's always some, a loved one, a family member, or a classmate who account has been hacked and they no longer have access to. So that scammer utilized that hacked social media page to reach out all of their friends, their family, and you get that random inbox message, hey, how's it going? Or I haven't heard from you in a while. I got something super awesome that I want to tell you about, free money. And so you was like, well, I know Jennifer. Me and her went to school together, like our kids play together, so I know her. So I'm trusting her. Like, she's telling me about this government grant and I can get X, Y, and Z. But the telltale sign is, call Jennifer directly. Don't trust those social media interactions. So a lot of times that's what happened on social media, is from a loved one, a family member, or a friend from school.
I did get one from a friend of mine's mom who's about 88. And she was like, hey, I haven't seen you in so long. I was like, hi there, how are you? And I started talking. I was just texting her and telling her what was going on. You know, my daughter has a baby, whatever. And I went down a little bit, and then she said, did you hear about these student loan, these student college grants or something? I'm like, that woman doesn't.
Yes.
It just hit me. I felt so silly.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, too, about on the social media, these friend requests, because I get them all the time, and they don't have, they've only been active since like 2 months ago.
Yes.
There's no pictures. There's no physical evidence that there's a person, and they're all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you tell if a fake friend request is coming into your Facebook, say?
Honestly, and at my age, if I don't know you and if we've never had a conversation, you're not getting onto my Facebook page. And a lot of times people are like, well, how are they finding me? Typically, how when we create our Facebook pages is that they're open and they have limited privacy settings unless you physically go into your.
If you say it's public,
yes, it's public, meaning
then
everybody
that
can
means
see
everybody
it.
can see
So
it. And it's in the settings. If you go in your settings.
Yes, exactly. So the best thing to do is to go in that settings and set up your privacy settings to how you would like it. Meaning that a lot of times it's open far as the friend request, but I have it set to where only people that's associated with. If we have mutual friends, that's the only way that you can send me a friend request. If we have no mutual friends, it's impossible to send me a friend request.
I still think it's easy to do though. But like I said, you look on there, and it's somebody that you know, but they haven't been active since 2020.
Oh, yes.
You know, they haven't posted anything in 5 years. So all of a sudden, you know, they're going to be my friend.
Yes.
That's a clue.
Be skeptical of that because a lot of times you're like, oh, I'll just accept it anyway. Don't accept that because a lot of times.
I usually look through there, and a lot of times, especially when they don't have any pictures, they're put at cats or dogs or sunny sceneries or, you know, whatever, things like that.
And what they're also doing is that they can go into your profile when you see that they're not having a profile picture, and it has actually happened to me personally, and it scared me, is that I was getting those friend requests with no images or anything like that on that account.
And if you ain't got your picture up there,
but guess what they did?
Why would you bother?
They took my pictures and they posted onto their account to gain more traction onto their page, and then they started sending friend requests to my friends, my family, and I had no idea until one of my relatives reached out to me and said, hey, is this you? But the name is totally different. It was going by Aziz. It was going by a foreign name. And it had my pictures, so that's why personally, I do not post images of my children online.
One of the things that has been going around lately is, and I've heard more than one person say this, and I've seen probably 4 or 5 on my Facebook page. The thing is, it's a friend of yours. My father has passed away. I'm out of state. No, I'm not out of state. When I contacted this person, she said she would be out of state. I'm cleaning out, taking care of his belongings. They've passed away, my dad or granddad or whatever. And they'll have like lawnmowers and tractors and all kinds of huge items that probably one person in their 80s or grandpa don't have all this stuff on hand. A car, good deal on a car, $5,500 for a car with 50,000 miles on it or something, something that's just, I'm like, because I actually thought I did that, and I realized the person that I was talking to, and I called her and she said, no, I saw that, and I've caught like 3 or 4 of them, but it's just these huge. Have you seen this?
Oh, I know exactly a scam. We actually got a name for it. It's called the heirloom scam.
She was lining me up to pay like right then.
Oh, yes.
I was like, well, let me meet you. I'll come and get it. And what else do they? I'm just
it was a very common scam. Actually, when I first started at the BBB, we were getting a lot of reports of that, especially like when people passed and they were leaving homes and things of that nature, and they were trying to scam people into, really, I would have to say it's a big phishing attempt as well as money attempt to get money as well as your personal identifiable information. But for the past few years, it has kind of dwelled, and we haven't gotten as many. But it was a very popular scam around like the pandemic time, and when people unfortunately
it's pretty prominent.
Away.
It's pretty prominent now, because I know I've had probably seen about a half a dozen on Facebook just in the past 6 months.
And I wish more people would report those.
Well, the people who, the only thing to do is if you can contact that person, if you have their phone number.
And let them know.
And then a couple of times I've seen people come on like, this is not me.
Yes.
But just huge, big items that, an 80-something-year-old person's probably not going to have.
Yes.
It just kind of.
It's sad.
Yeah,
it's
it
really
is.
Sad.
Now, are the scams? So Facebook and Instagram, the other forms of social media are a little bit different. Are they as prone to scams as Facebook?
So honestly, Instagram, I rarely get any reports of scams originating from Instagram unless it's like a romance or something like that. But TikTok is huge when it comes to getting reported with scams, because now they have a TikTok shop. I personally do not have a TikTok, never use TikTok, so I don't know much about it, but we have had numerous reports of people buying products from the TikTok shop or from TikTok advertisement, as well as even Facebook advertisement, where they not getting the product that they ordered, or the product that came was not what they bought. But a lot of times with the TikTok shop, they're just not getting anything from what they ordered.
I want to ask you about the romance scams, because I can see where people can so easily fall into something like that, and it's very costly, can be.
Very. So unfortunately, we did have 2 West Tennessee women fall victim to a romance scam, where both of them originated from Facebook, where they got that friend request from a nice looking gentleman. And of course, when you're older, and like I was talking with the victim, is that she wasn't out there. So she wasn't, going out into the, coffee shops. She didn't have, the platform where she was able to go out and meet someone. So she got that ding friend request from this attractive gentleman, and he explained, and this is the same exact scenario of the other West Tennessee woman, where she met him on Facebook, and the men that they were talking to came from this military background. They were deployed, and they needed all of these things done. So of course the conversation was going well on social media, and then he said, let's switch this conversation from social media and let's go over to WhatsApp, which is a third-party app. Unfortunately, it's encrypted, so the laws are different when it's WhatsApp. Unfortunately, like with Apple iPhones and Androids, like the law enforcement are able to get into them and do all the tracking if they need to.
So when you say it's encrypted?
So WhatsApp is that people can delete it and you're gone. It's like you're disappeared. So there's no way someone can find out who you
trace it
were.
back.
So yeah, they're untraceable through WhatsApp. So of course
So
she's,
they make themselves untraceable.
yes,
is
they
what
make them,
happens.
yeah, and it could be anyone. And so unfortunately, this lady, she wasn't familiar with this, but she said, okay, let's download it instead of exchanging actual phone numbers. So of course they utilized that military slang. And so they were like, well, I'm deployed and it's free. You wouldn't have to worry about the data roaming charges and things of that nature. And she's like, okay. And so literally same conversation for both of the victims. And these military men were saying like, hey, I need this done. I need this amount of money sent so my house won't fall into back taxes and things of that nature. Like, I need this help. I have the money. Don't worry about it. You will get your money. And so over time, unfortunately, both victims sent up to $24,000 over the course of 8 months. One victim, she is actually getting interviewed by news stations. She wants to get that man's name out there. The other one is a little bit more secluded. She's not willing to be on camera. But with both situations, they were scammed. And unfortunately, with the first victim who is telling her story, that guy was actually sending her videos, was actually sending her, she was actually talking with this guy, but she never did the actual FaceTime, but he was sending her those videos. He was sending her those pictures with her name written down or a fork in the picture,
So it was another person
Yes.
in the video, not the real, not
No,
the
so it was,
person.
she believes that it was actually him she's working with, but you got to think about it. If you're dealing with a scammer, and let's say I'm a professional scammer and I have a friend that is attractive. And I said, hey, can I use your photos? Can you help me and I help you? I will pay you to help me do X, Y, and Z. Sometimes people don't know that their friends are utilizing their pictures or their videos in order to help their scam tactics. So that was a little bit different between the first
But you
victim
don't
and the
really
second.
even have to do that. You
Yes.
could go on any
Oh,
Facebook
yes.
page and just lift things, screenshots.
Another
whatever.
example. So unfortunately, this was not a West Tennessee man, but we've had a gentleman who the same scenario, but this is the trigger. So he got a text message. So the text message was pretty much, thank you so much for helping me on my flight with my luggage. I would love to take you out to dinner thank you for what you did for me. The man responded, you have the wrong person. I was never at an airport. Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for letting me know that I had the wrong person. What's your name? And so that conversation went on. He was a single bachelor, an older guy. And then the conversation went on. They ended up exchanging pictures and noticed it was a young, attractive lady. And so she recommended, let's take this off of our text messages. Let's go over to WhatsApp. Him being older.
And it's called What's?
WhatsApp.
Like WHAT apostrophe S.
Yes.
Like
APP.
what's up? Okay.
Yes.
I don't know about
And so
that.
they took it off of there and they went onto WhatsApp, and then she was beginning to tell him how her brother was into investing, and he was like, well, I'm an investor. Lo and behold, after some time of conversating with the young lady, he sent close to over $1 million in investments, trying to say that like this was investing. And then until he realized after a few months of sending her all this money, he wasn't getting any traction. She stopped responding. And so he found someone to do some research. And lo and behold, the images that she was utilizing was a influencer based in China who was super popular. And he was able to get someone to reach out and say like, hey, is this you that I've been speaking with? Due to all the money that was spent. And she was like, no, I have no idea who this man is. It was not me. A lot of fans, a lot of strangers utilize my pictures a lot when it comes to catfishing and things of that nature. So
That TV show,
Yes.
this is making me think of that.
Catfish.
Is that, I don't know if that's still even on or not.
I believe so.
Last
But
time
yes,
I saw that
catfishing
guy,
is
he
a
was
term.
on Dancing with the Stars, I think. and
Really?
May have even won, I don't know.
Oh,
but-
yeah, Neve.
Neve,
Yes.
yeah. And I'm thinking, I used to just cheer every time, they would
Yes.
they would bust somebody. But this romance stuff, and you're dealing with somebody you've never seen and you don't really know who they are. Is that not the biggest red flag when they say, well, I wonder if you could help me out. I've got this going on, that going on. And
Biggest red flag. If you are looking for love and you're out there and you want love, you will never ever pay a man or a
Somebody
woman
didn't- yeah,
anything.
yeah.
I mean, unless you're going that route or where you do want to willingly pay someone. But no, if you never met anyone, never even FaceTime them, do not send them any
do
of
men
your money.
get scammed more or women? Or do you got any figures on that?
We don't have any figures, but based on who reports to us, women reports more. I think men are more embarrassed, but of course women are embarrassed as well, but we get more reports of women versus the men.
I've got so much more conversation. I hate to cut it off, but Todd Trice has been with us, a communication specialist for the BBB of the Mid-South. And I want to make sure everybody knows how to get in touch with you if you, because I mean, you may feel silly asking, well, I kind of wish I hadn't done that, or reporting to the police, or reporting to you all. What is the best way to get in touch?
Yes, always report on bbb.org/scam tracker. If you're unable, not tech savvy, don't know how to maneuver through it, always give us a call at 901-759-1300. You can give us a call, me or Daniel. We'll go over that scam with you, let you know. We can tell you beforehand if it's a scam. We hate when people always call us afterwards because we could have really helped before. But if the scam has already occurred, call us or log it into our scam tracker system, and we can help. And especially when it comes to large sum of money, I've taken programs through our Fighting Financial Fraud through IABBB, and we've had set downs with FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation. So we know the steps to take when large amounts of money has been stolen, and we're able to help.
So you romancers, the first time they start asking for that little bit of loan or a little bit of help, you call Todd,
Please.
or somebody at the BBB, and
Please.
tell them Todd Trice told you to call. I'm so sorry, our time is up, but that's all that we have for today on this edition of Tennessee is Talking. And once again, a big thank you to Todd Trice and the Better Business Bureau for these great tips on scam awareness and internet safety. And if you want to rewatch the program or share it with a friend, remember you can stream it anytime on PBS, on the PBS app, along with all the local Channel 11 programs. You can also watch it on westtnpbs.org. Keep the conversation going by following West Tennessee PBS on social media. Until next time, keep on talking, Tennessee.
Tennessee is Talking is a presentation of West Tennessee PBS with the goal of bringing people together, sharing ideas, thoughts, and different perspectives, learning from each other, and sharing a civil and respectful discussion. Tennessee is Talking, the show that brings West Tennessee together.
This program you've been watching was made possible through the generous financial support of West Tennessee PBS viewers like you. Please visit westtnpbs.org and make a donation today so that we can continue to make local programs like this possible. Thank you.